everyone, this is Fran. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making a southern dish called cabbage and neck bone. Super easy, super simple. I'm going to show you how I make it. Got my Dutch oven here. You can use any kind of pot you want. I'm going to fill it half full with water, probably about 6 cups. And then this is my neck bone. And they are $3.07. And we are going to boil these first. But we're going to just throw them in. This makes the best collards, cabbage, so many things. But this is the way I do my neck bone. Some people just throw their neck bone in and cook it and then throw their cabbage in. That's not the way I do it. So we're going to do it a little bit different because I don't want the bones mixed with my cabbage. So Southern people, a lot of them just leave the bone on it. I'm not one of those. So I've turned my pot on to medium high because I want to get it boiling. We're going to add some salt and pepper. I'm going to wash my hands because I was dealing with pork. This is so simple and so easy. Okay, we're going to put some pepper in there, about a teaspoon. And I'm going to say about a teaspoon of salt, maybe 2 teaspoons. That's it. We're going to put the lid on it. I'm going to let these bad boys boil away. Now we're going to get our cabbage ready. This is so simple and so easy. You can take half this cabbage and put it in here with the neck bone and it will be just fine. And you can use the other half for either coleslaw or have cabbage and neck bone another night. So there's plenty of ways to have leftovers with this meal, or you can cook it all and eat it all at one time if you have a large family. Go ahead and cook all this because I'm going to take my mom and dad some cabbage and neck bone. My mom loves it. So anyway, we've got our meat on. Now we're going to cut up our cabbage. Plastic off this cabbage. Now we're just going to wash. I don't normally, you can if you want, but I don't eat the first layer of the cabbage leaf. I just don't. This is locally grown, but I want to make sure I wash this part and then we're going to slice it up. Cabbage is usually very plain. Got my cabbage here. Just going to dry it off a little bit. And like I say, cabbage is very tight. I sliced mine into like larger pieces, and that's just however you want it done. I like to put mine in like this and let it come apart. That's just the way we like to eat it. That's just the way my mom makes it, you know, a little bit bigger, my sister, and so I guess that's just the way we do it. That's it. So cabbage and neck bone, southern dish, so delicious. You know what, when you go to a potluck, it's always gone. It's always gone. Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes and while these neck bone are boiling. I'd say I'd let them cook for about 45 minutes and because they'll get tender. We want that meat really good and tender. We're going to take that meat off the bone and we're going to strain this broth to make sure there's no bones in it, and we're going to take that meat off the bone and it's going to be delicious. I just want to say thank you guys for watching and all the sweet comments that you leave. I just appreciate it so much. All you who subscribe and comment and hit the like button. I'm always humbled that anyone would even watch me in my kitchen and all the messes that I make, and this is just what goes on, and it's not scripted. If I could script my life, it would be totally different. It would be perfection and perfection direction, but this is just the real me. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching and being here with me in my kitchen. Okay, we are back and we are fixing to work with our neck bone. We're gonna get out our neck bone so we can get our cabbage in the pot. We're gonna take our neck bone out of the pot and put in this bowl and let them cool. And then when they're cool, I'm gonna take the meat off the bone and put it in with our cabbage. That's just gonna set right on the counter and cool. That's what our neck bone look like. They don't have a lot of meat on them, but they give the cabbage a lot of flavor, or collards, whatever you're cooking. Our water has reduced. We have about half of what we put in it, and that's what we want. And now we're gonna get our cabbage in. Just gonna start putting it in. You can break it apart a little bit if you want. I'm gonna put all this cabbage in here. Cabbage is mostly water, so it will cook down a whole lot. Just gonna put it in here. I'm gonna put that lid back on. I'm gonna turn that heat up to about medium high. I'm gonna try it again without burning my cutting board. Let's see how bad I burnt my cutting board. It's not too bad. This is where I burnt my cutting board a while ago. Still usable. It's just made a memory. That's all. Made a memory. Anything happens, just make a memory. It should only take about 15 minutes for that cabbage to cook down. We're gonna get on these neck bones. Just gonna start taking off the meat on the neck bone. It goes off pretty easy. It's really good if it's off the bone, I think. There's not a lot of meat on it. But it does make the collards taste really good. Or the cabbage. I keep saying collards, but I mean cabbage. See, this one's kind of meaty. Here's the bone. We're taking that out. This one has a little bit more meat on it. It's a little hotter too. Give me a fork, shred it a little bit. See, this one has a little bit more meat on it. So our cabbage is almost done. We've got our neck bone deboned, and this is a great way because neck bone are very inexpensive, and you don't get a lot of meat, but it's enough. Like if you were making a soup, if you were making pork like with a soup, like tortilla soup, and you just wanted to use some pork, like some refried beans or something like that, and quesadillas, stuff like that. This makes a great inexpensive way to add to your refried beans or your pinto beans, whatever. It makes a great dish. And they're very inexpensive, but they're a little time consuming because you have to pick the meat off the bone. Looks really good. We are probably gonna add a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, just a little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt, not too much, just like that. That was very little salt. Okay, and then we're just going to add our meat right over the top of it. Just like that. That's our neck bone and cabbage. This is the neck bone and cabbage. And I always, that little bit of broth on the bottom, so good, y'all. So, so good.